Good afternoon. Welcome back from reading week. I hope you all had a bit of a break, hopefully. Uh, I know some of you may work, may have other commitments, but I hope you found an opportunity to relax, not have to attend as many classes, and then have time to maybe rethink, replan for the next few X 7, 8 weeks that are left in the program. So, or get some time for yourself as well to enjoy outdoor. We had a few nice days. So I hope you had a good time during the reading week. And I'm sure you probably feel that reading week is far behind already. I'm sure you've been very busy this week. I've already been hearing that some of you have submission, midterm submission, and other submission that you have to do. So I know the school scoop keeps us very busy. I've been through, and I know how difficult it can be. But the reward is hopefully there, and you will feel confident and very well equipped into your career. So before we start today's, we have 50 minutes. It's going to go fast. Are there any questions or any comments about the report, the usability report? So congratulations. I enjoy going through the readings, going through the reports, and I've provided feedback, and I have also provided a mark for all of you. So if for some reason there's a mark not showing or that you don't see for you let me know. But I'm up to date on marking, so all teams should have received feedback at this point. Any concerns or anything related to reporting or anything you want to share? How was the experience of putting up the report for the team? Anybody wants to share with me how the experience was? And I will put a whiteboard. You guys can put a word or two. You can put words in the white blackboard that summarize or describe. So it's air. You can use the tool at the top in one word or a few words to summarize your experience, or you can come live voice. That would be awesome too. Is it easy or is it difficult to do a report? Stressful, don't love reports. Yes, satisfying to complete. Okay, yes, they can be stressful, but they're satisfying. I would say everybody did very well in the reporting. I know this is the first with our class, with me, with you, our first together. And yes, the future is actually not too far ahead of us. Absolutely. Yes, I know. It's a big relief, was okay, but we didn't have to do all 40 pages. No, like it's again, you have to adapt the report, right? The size and the length of the report to your audience. So our reporting was more formal, but you may have very short reports that are more to the point, a few pages, that will include bullet points, actionable bullet points, recommendation, and ideas, maybe per user goal as well. Our was more formal, but I would say informal was probably closer to what you did in Miro the week after we've done all the session. I asked you to do part E, I think, as a summary of what you think had happened and what you had observed. So that would be, you could have reused this in a high level, less formal report of what happened. So that quickly someone can look and say, I'm getting a sense of what happened with Longy and McCade, or I'm getting a sense of what happened with structure. So if I'm the client, I can understand and I can quickly get a feel for where are we when it comes to online website for the usability of our site. Then the report will give a lot more details and a lot more insight. But I almost feel that with the summary, I can almost start thinking of where am I going to put efforts and what do I need to do to improve it. So yes, happy to see that you find that it will be useful for future. And as I said, the future is not too far because we are going to be designing, we're going to do the same process, but with real people, which is the final assignment or the big assignment for that is part of the one of the assignments as well. So speaking, I'm not gonna go through a lot of details, but you will have to do everything that we've done with real people. So you're gonna have to recruit people that are external of your team, or external of a class, outside of a class, outside of the program. You will need to find friends or family, to actually do the usability testing. So you will be going through the same step as we did, but you will need to make updates. Yes, you need to go through your screener. So you may want to adapt your screener, but you need to be more specific. I think you need at this point, and here's the expectation. So again, I invite you to look at the details of the assignment, of what is needed between now and maybe tomorrow, and then be familiar with what it is. But really, we're doing what we've done. But because we've gone through a first round, we did a practice. Think of this. We actually practiced our tool. We've tested our tool. So you've tested a screener. You've tested the moderator script. You tested moderating session. You've tested observing. You tested doing analysis, note taking, and reporting. You're going to do the same thing, but you're going to actually do with real people. People that are not in school, people that know nothing, people that would potentially maybe are buying good food, maybe people that are a customer of a competitor of good food. Perhaps what you should think, and this is what you should do, you should think about, should we bring similar people knowing that we've seen, or should we be more specific? Should we really bring someone who's actually using a product like good food, so that we learn from them too? And then, is there anything about your profile that you want to change about your candidates that you felt that maybe would have made a difference in what we found in your findings, maybe the quality of your findings? So that's going to be one. And then you're going to have to think about your task, your user task. Is it something we should do better? Is it something we should do different? And then also your moderation, and also your and some of you have included in the report what you've learned and what you would do different, which is great. So make sure that you review that, and then you'll have to think about observation, note taking, the way we take notes, the way we notes, what we note, what we don't note. Is there a format? Should we all use the same format? Did you find that maybe with some note taker, you were not getting as much information? Do you think maybe you were spending too much time on noting what people liked and not spending as much time on what people were doing, what was happening online? So what you will need to do at this point is you will need to take all the feedback that you've heard from me, that I've shared with you on all the assignments for a round of testing, for a first round, and incorporate into your round 2 with the real people for your big project. And I will expect you to do that. And I would say that I've seen that you have, because you have progressed. All teams, I would say, have improved through the assignments. You could also think, is there an area that we should be focusing that we haven't even looked at on Zara or on Good Food, that we should be focusing, that we haven't really felt, that we've seen in the test? That is also an option, okay? So perhaps what you may want to do is have a team debrief to say, what are we going to do different? What are we going to keep? What are we going to do different? And I'll be happy to give feedback. But I think it's an important step as well. So maybe I'll make a note of, maybe we have a bit of time on debrief in this class for the big assignment. How do we like this idea? You're all very quiet today. Is this the post-reading week? Yeah, I know, I figure. Yes, Well, you all work very hard. I can tell in the report, you all work very hard and everybody's very engaged and very passionate. So that's very good. Fair enough. So what we're gonna do today, I share with you before the reading week, there's a mirror link to what would you like to start in this class if you were to do this class, or for me, if I'm teaching the class again, what should I do that I haven't done? What should I stop? What do you think we should stop doing? And what should we continue as well? Uh, about this class that you think works very well. So think of this. If you were to redesign this class, it could be assignment, it could be the topics, it could be the number of assignments, it could be anything. It could be the lecture, it could be how I teach, it could be anything. So I would really like for you to go in and put sticky notes. Now, Miro can be tricky sometimes. Depending on how many Miros you have, you may not be able to access or link. So if you can't do a Miro, then please send me a course message with what you think. So, and it could be a line sentence, okay? So it could be a line sentence that you think that would actually make this class better, and it could be anything. So I'll be happy to hear about it, and this is how we improve, right? This is how we make it better for other people too. So that will be awesome. So start thinking about the big project. Go through the assignment and for the big project, and then I think tomorrow we may spend time on the debrief piece, but if we don't have time tomorrow, then I suggest that you consider doing a debrief to see what are we going to do different for a big project, because you want to do well. You have done well, but I will be more, I will have a higher expectation because you've gone through one round as well. So I will have a higher expectation. And again, it's a team effort, so make sure that everybody's participating. Oh, speaking of participation, I will be sending a survey to everybody to give me participation, a percentage of participation for everybody on your team for the big moderator assignment that we did. That was in part A to F. I will be asking everybody to give me the percentage of contribution to people that have participated, how they participated, and I may actually have to go back and change some ponderation based on the participation as well. Participation is very critical. It's not only good for your learning, but it's also fair for the team. So I've mentioned that. And its participation in this assignment was about, do you contribute to the reporting? Are you actively engaged in the analysis? Are you actually making recommendations? Are you writing the report? Did you have a part in the report? And then also we were doing sessions. Did you do sessions? Did you take the note takings, everything? So I will ask for participation level for the assignment. So you have to think about these elements. And then I may make some changes or adjustment to some of the marks based on if someone has or has not participated as well. So I think this is only fair for the rest of the team. And this will be true for the subsequent, the final report assignment too. So I will send a course message for this, and you will have to send me a answer back, and you respond by email and course message as well. Speaking of assignment, the next assignment that is due for this class, so we've done a few, will be the unmoderated usability assessment, usability study, which is April 15. So you have a bit of time for this, but I would say don't wait too long to do the assignment once we've actually covered the topic. But this assignment will be due for April 15. It's 42 points. The details of the assignments are actually in also the assignment. It's a PDF. So we will review the detail of the assignment as we go through the topic of unmoderated usability testing. And that the percentage, the overall percentage of this assignment out of 100% is only 15%. It's like the heuristic evaluation. Your final big project is 25%, and then there'll be an accessibility audit as well, which is also the details, the number of points are there, but I don't have the details about the accessibility audit, but it's at the end. And I think it's the end of the month. So this was more of a recap of assignments. So we still have a lot of work ahead of us. Accessibility is actually very simple. And it's only 15% too. So I'm just making notes. Okay, unmoderated usability testing, but I will say that we are going to start tomorrow. We're going to start tomorrow to talk about unmoderated testing. And but I had an idea today, but I need to see if the class is willing, if the class is okay / willing and happy to do this. I would say that it's an easy exercise. Oh, I think it'll be a fun exercise. It's a nice way to conclude or learn, get some more insights about the big assignment, the moderated usability assignment. It will be a good way to do a closure and maybe have a different view as well. And hopefully this will help you for round 2 when we go to the real world. But before I do this, are there any questions or anything about that I have just said? Okay. Do we feel that we are going to be better equipped when we're going to do our next moderation and our next analysis or our next reporting? Awesome. Good. More confident, right? Yes. Dry runs. So yes, I'm very confident you guys will do well. Okay, here's my recommendation for what we're gonna do, what I thought we could do today. So uh, what I was thinking is individually or as a team or individually, it will be up to us. So you could do this as a team or you could do this individually. Perhaps you take 10, 15 minutes individually, and then you come up with an answer as a team in your respective teams, or I could actually mix and match, but I think it would probably make sense to be in your respective team. Or I give you time to do this individually. And then we can see if we have enough time to even share some of our findings today, or we share it tomorrow. That's all. So here's what I thought we could do is I have all of the reports that LD teams have done. And I say there's no secrets about reporting. There's no secrets about the good work. Everybody has done very, very good work. Everybody has things to do better. Everybody has things to keep. And there's no one recipe, right? Everybody has got feedback, but I'm not sharing the feedback that I share, and I'm not sharing the marks. So the marks are not being shared. But what I was thinking is we have 5 great reports, usability reports that were done for 5 projects, for 5 sites that all of the team have worked on. So I was thinking that I think there's value for maybe for you, some of you, to see what maybe other teams have done, how other teams have reported. And I was thinking that it would maybe be beneficial for you to think about reading one of the report from another team outside of your team and then go through on the report and put yourself in my shoe or put yourself in the shoe of good food, as I'm the good food customer and I get the report from the team, which is all very good. And we all have to be candid in the insights or the feedback that we will give. But this is real life. Like, you will be working as teams. You cannot be shy about your insight and the work that you do. But again, we're not sharing marks. We're not sharing what Good Food has got or what Long and McQuaid has got as a mark. But I thought it would be value for you to pick one of the report and maybe work individually or as a team. Go through the report. Like, you go through the report, you don't necessarily have to go in a lot of details. So perhaps you feel that you may need to go into a lot of details. But I'd like for you to read it as a good food or as a kind of structure and try to see how would you evaluate or think of positive, maybe 5 positive, maybe 5 opportunities, or altogether 3 opportunities, 2 strengths that you find, or vice versa, whatever. But read the report as if you were the client and see, do I understand, and how would I evaluate the report, so that we learn from another perspective than the professor. We learn from a perspective of almost as a client, or we learn from the perspective as a colleague. Colleagues will ask you to read report. Actually, you're going to read report. You're going to write report in real life, collaboratively as well. So what do we think of this idea? and be transparent. Like there's no, I'm not attached. So, okay, who's against sharing reports, showing reports, sharing reports? There's no, not the feedback is not included. Like this is PDF. It's just, it's what the teams have delivered. Do we have anybody who's not comfortable against the idea? Okay, so I'm going to open up the reports. And I would say for, I'm making up the reports are available, but for confidentiality, in a sense of, let's say, almost ownership and authorship, the report should not be shared really with anybody if you're not in that team and you're not having received permission from the team to share a report, right? So if you are if you're not structured but you choose to look at structured, you should not be sending the report to structured unless you have permission from the structured team. So there's that confidentiality slash ownership slash, I would say, respect. Similar, like when we come across the research, we have to mention the source, the reference. Same here. So this is for us. We're sharing between our teams, and we can do individual and evaluation. So if you guys feel that you want to do something you want to do individually and make notes of what you see, and again, I don't expect you to have to be evaluating like I do, but give it a best. Give it a best, and maybe you just want to mention or justify maybe why you would say I give a 4 to use better testing materials complete, if you want to as well. But this is to be fun, but really I want to know if you, when you read a report that is not from your team, what you really get or understand from the report. And then then I think you seeing someone else's report will also going to help you to see, well, maybe we could borrow something similar next time or not. There is not one perfect report. All reports have good plus and minuses. There is not one perfect report. There is something good about everything and something to improve about everything in all of the reports, by the way. Okay. Good. So I'm going to open up the items. So it's on Canvas, and it's going to be the first item. So you're going to have, you can pick a report, any report that you want. Obviously, from one of the team that you haven't worked, you were not on, and then I would say you have the rest of the time for today to actually do this little exercise. If we feel that before we finish, that we are able to start sharing, and we can, what we may have the positive or the opportunities. Are we good? Okay, perfect. So I'm around. I'm here, and then you guys can I say you should probably stay around, and then I'm here for questions. I will probably you don't need to submit anything. So you make notes. You don't need to submit me anything, but I may say, hey, Anya, can you share with me what you found? So you need to have something so that you can share with me verbally if you want. The format does not matter, but I like for you to have an evaluation for the 42 marks. So you're not being marked on this, but you need to have a evaluation out of the 42, and then it would be good to have the breakdown so that we understand why someone has received 42 or a 40 or a 35, okay? So the format is up to you, but the evaluation grid is there, and I'll be around. I'm not going to be on the video, but and I'm probably going to mute myself, but I'll be here on my desk if there's anything, and then what I will do is I will check at maybe in 15 minutes. I will see in 15 minutes how far we are. So in 15 minutes, I will come back and I will keep the session open, but I will come back and see how are we. Do we have anybody who wants to share? And if we don't have anything to share, then we may in between now and the end, then we'll do tomorrow. Well, good luck, enjoy. So they're up and running, they're up and available for you, and then I'll be around. Hello, class. I just put a note to see how we're doing. Do we need more time? Do we want to share some of our insights after reading one of the report or some, depending on how fast we're reading, or do we need more time? Great. I'll give more time. This is not a race, so we'll take the time that we want. So I'll leave more time. Are we enjoying the exercise? Awesome. I don't remember having a chance to do that very often in my schooling. I thought this would be fun and different. Glad to hear that we're enjoying.